Most people don't realize that the first few seconds after you open your eyes in the morning can set the entire tone for your reality. Before you check your phone, recall your to-do list or even remember who you were yesterday. There's a fragile opening, a brief space where your mind and energy are more impressionable than they will be at any other point in the day. This is when you are most powerful, not because you're forcing anything, but because you haven't yet stepped back into the performance of who you think you have to be. In this quiet space, the stories you normally believe about what's possible are temporarily suspended. Your nervous system hasn't reactivated its usual stress patterns. Your brain lingers in that soft space between dreaming and waking, where intention can take root more easily than at any other time. And yet almost everyone misses this moment. They slip right back into yesterday's momentum without realizing it, broadcasting the same signals of lack, urgency, and self-doubt before their feet even touch the floor. This is why so many people feel stuck in a loop, because each morning they unknowingly tell the universe the same story, and the field faithfully mirrors it back. But what if you did something different? What if you used this small window of openness and neuroplasticity to send out a new frequency, one that actually matches the reality you want to live in? This isn't about pretending or forcing positive thoughts. It's about choosing, in those first moments of awareness, to step into coherence instead of chaos. To remember that you're not just reacting to drill, you're shaping it. Today, I'm going to share 3 simple phrases that can transform your mornings. They aren't affirmations in the typical sense. They don't rely on forcing positivity or bypassing your real feelings. Instead, they work because they bring together 3 key elements that both quantum physics and ancient wisdom agree are essential for influencing the field: attention, emotion, and meaning. When spoken sincerely, especially in that delicate space between dreaming and waking, these phrases imprint your electromagnetic field with a clear, coherent signal. If you stay with me until the end, you'll understand exactly how and why this works. You'll see that the universe isn't some far-off force deciding what you deserve. It's a participatory field responding to the frequency you broadcast, especially when you are most receptive. But first, consider something that might feel a bit uncomfortable. Every single day, whether you mean to or not, you're already telling the universe what to reflect back to you. Your first thoughts, your first emotions, the quality of your awareness as you wake. These form the energetic blueprint for the hours ahead. If you don't choose what to send, your subconscious will choose for you. And your subconscious doesn't care whether those patterns empower you or limit you. It only knows repetition. This is why information rarely changes lives. Until you change the baseline signal you're sending, especially during this highly receptive state, nothing truly new can take root. So as you hear these practices, you don't have to blindly believe. Just experiment. Try for 1 week, starting your day with a new broadcast, and see what happens. The moments right after waking are biologically and energetically unique. Your brain is shifting from delta and theta waves, deep sleep and dreaming, into alpha, and eventually into beta, the fully alert, analytical state. In that short window, your subconscious is wide open. Habitual thought patterns and emotional reactions are softened. The neural circuits that usually run on autopilot are less dominant, giving you a rare chance to introduce new impressions before your old momentum takes over. Neuroscientists call this a period of heightened neuroplasticity, a time when your brain can rewire itself more easily. What you think, feel, and declare during this window doesn't just pass through your awareness, it imprints your nervous system, setting the baseline for your perceptions, reactions, and decisions all day. From a quantum perspective, this is even more significant. In these early moments, the electromagnetic field generated by your heart and brain is highly impressionable. You're like a tuning fork that hasn't yet begun to vibrate at NÞI, a specific frequency. What you choose to focus on and feel becomes the first signal you send into the field. If that signal is one of coherence, gratitude, intention, your mind and body synchronize. Your heart rhythm smooths, your brain waves align, and you start the day, broadcasting a clear vibration that the field recognizes and mirrors back. But if your first signal is chaos, racing thoughts, resentment about yesterday, or anxiety about what's your nervous system shifts immediately into stress mode, and the field reflects that right back to you. When you wake up, your system can easily slip back into survival mode. Your electromagnetic field becomes fragmented, and you start broadcasting a mixed signal of desire and fear before you've even left your bed. This is why so many spiritual traditions emphasize morning rituals, not because the time itself is inherently magical, but because your biology is naturally more open to change before the momentum of habitual consciousness kicks in. Ancient yogic wisdom calls this pre-dawn window Brahma Muhurta, the time of creation when the mind is still, and the veil between the seen and unseen is thinner. Modern neuroscience identifies it as the optimal state for reprogramming neural pathways. Quantum physics describes it as the moment when the observer effect, the act of focusing awareness, begins, collapsing potential realities into form. Different languages, same truth. When you wake, you stand at a threshold. You can step forward with intention or fall back into yesterday's frequency. This is why your first thoughts and words matter so much. They aren't trivial. They are the blueprint of your day. You've felt this before, even without the language to explain it. Maybe you've woken after a night of worry and felt a heavy weight before your eyes even opened. That's your subconscious replaying the signal you fell asleep with. Or perhaps you've awakened from a beautiful dream, noticed how that peaceful energy carried through your day. That's the momentum of your starting frequency. The difference now is that you no longer have to leave it to chance. You don't have to hope you wake up in a good mood. You can choose it. You can become intentional about the first signal you broadcast. The first phrase to use each morning is simple yet powerful. I am open. These 3 words aren't about forcing yourself to feel positive. They're about creating the most essential condition for transformation, availability. The universe, or the quantum field, cannot deliver new possibilities into a mind and body already full of old conclusions. If your first thoughts are, I know how this day will go, I know who I am, I know what's possible and what isn't, you've already collapsed potential into limitation. Am open suspends habitual certainty. It's an invitation to the field. Show me something new. Show me what I can't yet imagine. Neurologically, this softens the brain's default mode. Network, the part that keeps constructing your familiar sense of self. Saying it sincerely creates space between the mental stories that usually define your reality. Physiologically, it calms the body, signaling safety, instead of triggering fight or flight. Quantum-wise, it shifts you from projecting control into radiating curiosity and trust. Here's how to practice. Upon waking, before touching your phone or diving into thought, place a hand over your heart and feel its warmth. Breathe slowly. Inhale through your nose, letting your belly rise. Pause at the top. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat twice more, softening your awareness with each breath. On the next inhale, NaltiI DUNG CHÍNH CÁ, I'm open. On the exhale, release any tension. You don't have to feel transformed instantly. You only have to be willing. Over time, you may notice more calm before thoughts kick in, more space to respond rather than react, and unexpected insights arising without effort. Think of your consciousness like soil. If it's compacted with yesterday's stories, nothing new can grow. But when you declare I am open, you loosen the soil, making space for fresh seeds. Openness isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the courage to trust there is an intelligence beyond your own plans. And if you forget in the morning, you can return to it anytime during the day. The field isn't grading your perfection, it's responding to your dominant state. Possibilities already exist in the quantum field. Pause for a moment and feel into this question. What might happen if for the next 7 days you began each morning with only this phrase and a single breath? This isn't another motivational trick. It's a simple practice to remind yourself that the frequency you emit is not just a reaction to your circumstances. It's a choice you make, moment by moment. Now that you understand the power of beginning your day, with openness we move to the second phrase, declaration that builds trust and steadiness in your field. I am supported. These words carry both scientific and spiritual resonance. Biologically, your nervous system is always scanning for safety. If you wake up thinking about everything you must solve or protect, your body floods with stress. Hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine. Your heart rhythm turns erratic, and your brain arcs into beta waves for problem solving, not creativity or receptivity. But when you declare I am supported, especially within the first few minutes of waking, you begin training your system into a state of safety. You shift from the chemistry of vigilance into the chemistry of openness. You tell your body and mind, you don't have to carry this alone. From a quantum perspective, the field responds not to the words you speak, but to the feeling you generate. Even a small amount of embodied trust creates coherence, a clean frequency that organizes possibilities differently than fear. This is why manifesting from desperation often fails. The hidden signal is I am unsupported. No amount of forced positivity can mask that. But when you soften into I am supported, you create the NaltiI space for guidance, resources, and synchronicities to reach you. How to practice? After saying I am open, keep your hand over your heart or rest it on your belly. Take a slow inhale and silently say I'm supported. As you exhale, release tension from your shoulders, your chest, even if just by fart. If your mind protests, notice it without judgment. You don't need instant belief, just a small opening to the possibility that support is already here. When paired with the first phrase, something shifts. You move from curiosity to grounded curiosity, open and held. Neuroscience calls this psychophysiological coherence. Your heart rhythm, brain waves, and nervous system move into synchrony. In this state, your electromagnetic field becomes more ordered, more powerful. And because the field mirrors who you are, when you embody supported, you naturally attract experiences that reflect it. One woman I worked with practiced these phrases during a time of deep uncertainty. At first, nothing felt different. But within weeks, her breathing eased, her reactivity softened, and one morning, she felt a sudden clarity about a step she'd been avoiding. That small alignment led to decisions that transformed her life, not through force, but through becoming a clearer signal. Before moving to the third phrase, I invite you to claim your intention now. Write in the comments, "I am aligned." This is more than a statement. It's a signal to your mind, body, and the field that you are moving from. Survival into coherence. The third phrase completes the sequence. The first two establish openness and trust. The third invites active participation in creating your reality. I am ready. Readiness is not the same as desire. Many people want change, but aren't truly available for it. They cling to identities rooted in struggle. I want something new, but I won't release who I've been. I am ready declares your willingness to release old stories and the false safety of certainty, even when that certainty has been painful. Neuroscientifically, this primes your reticular activating system, the brain's filter for what you notice. By saying I am ready, you tune your perception to see signs that new possibilities are emerging. Physiologically, it shifts you from passivity to gentle engagement without slipping into urgency. Quantum-wise, readiness is where receptivity meets intention. It's the moment you stop only imagining and start aligning with the version of you who is already living it. How to practice. After saying I am open and I am supported, rest your hands comfortably. Take a slow inhale as you exhale. Silently say, I am ready. Feel the meaning, not as performance, but as quiet truth. You don't have to feel fully prepared, just willing. With this, the arc is complete. I am open. Curiosity. I am supported. Safety. I am ready. Engagement. Used together each morning, they don't just inspire you, they recalibrate your entire field. Supported establishes trust. I am ready establishes commitment. Together, they move you out of the energy of wanting and into the energy of allowing and embodying. But for this practice to work, you'll need to avoid few common mistakes. Mistake 1. Rushing through the phrases mechanically. If you recite the words without presence, your nervous system won't register the shift. Slow down. Take a breath between each phrase. Feel even the smallest change. Mistake 2. Using the ritual as a test. If you think, if I say these, the universe must give me exactly what I want, you're introducing hidden control. The field doesn't respond to demands. It responds to coherence. Mistake 3. Expecting instant euphoria. Sometimes you'll feel immediate relief. Other times, the shift will be subtle. Maybe just a sense of spaciousness or a softer breath. Trust that even the smallest change matters. Mistake 4. Turning it into an obligation. If it becomes another box to check, it loses potency. These phrases are invitations, not chores. Mistake 5. Doubting the value of repetition. You might think it's too simple to matter, but simplicity is often the most powerful. Consistency builds neural pathways and stabilizes your frequency. Think of it like tuning an instrument. The more you repeat, the clearer the sound. These 3 phrases are not something you do for the universe. They are something you do with the universe. It's a conversation with the field that holds every possible version of you. Consistently starting your mornings this way. Subtle but undeniable shifts. You handle challenges with more calm, notice synchronicities you once overlooked, feel less urgency to control outcomes, and experience moments of clarity that feel like the universe whispering, "Yes, keep going. Now let's weave all 3 phrases into one ritual you can do in under 2 minutes. Step 1. The breath of presence. When you wake up before touching your phone, notice the softness between sleep and waking. Place one hand over your heart or belly. Take a slow inhale through your nose, belly rising. Hold lightly, then exhale through your mouth, releasing tension. Repeat twice more, letting each exhale be a little longer than the inhale. Step 2. The 3 phrases on your next inhale. Silently say, "I am open." As you exhale, soften your body. Inhale again and say, "I am supported." Exhale and let trust spread through your chest. Once more inhale, say, "I am ready." Exhale, releasing when tightness. Step 3. Integration. Pause for a few breaths. No need to think or visualize, just feel what it's like to start your day as a clear signal rather than a scattered reaction. If your mind drifts to plans or worries, gently remind yourself, "Right now, I am tuning my frequency." Do this daily and you'll notice less urgency to control every detail. More awareness along a word of aligned opportunities. Fewer reactive responses to old triggers. Coherence isn't a performance, it's a signal. When your signal is clear, the field responds in ways you can't predict, but will Every morning, you have a choice. Repeat yesterday's story or broadcast something intentional. This practice isn't about perfection. It's about remembering that you are the instrument the universe plays through. One breath, one morning, one quiet declaration at a time. The universe is listening. What will you choose to broadcast tomorrow?